Hello, welcome to another video. This one is kind of different from my usual videos. In this video, I'm going to be doing shadow work and forgiving one of my biggest traumas. So a while ago I posted this TikTok and I said at the end that, mark my words, I'm gonna make a video about this. But it took a little while, okay? But I'm glad I'm making this video now because I'm ready for it. One of my biggest traumas is kind of when I lost my innocence as a kid. It was when I realized that the world wasn't all good, that there was bad. And I realized that with men and women. And the reason why I want to film this is because I know there are people out there that go through this too, because I know someone that is going through it right now. And one of the biggest things that made this experience when I was younger worse is that I did it alone, and then I didn't tell anyone or anything. So this way you can relate to someone and know that you're not alone and that you're not crazy. I'm gonna tell you about my trauma. The biggest one was that I cried to my mom that women weren't equal to men, because I had realized that we get, and I know this happens to men too, but from a woman's perspective, like a 12-year-old who just discovered that, I don't even know what the percentage is, it's like really high, but I just want to say that I'm not excusing the men or any other genders that are sexually abused or assaulted or just sexualized. I know it still happens. I'm just talking about what I went through when I was younger. How many women get sexually abused and sexualized, and all of it. I had realized that. I think I was 12 or 13 at the time, maybe 11, I don't know. So then I cried to my mom after I had been thinking about it. And keep in mind that my mom, she can do anything. Like, she can save me from anything. But the one thing, and the only thing she could say is, it's a man's world, hon. And that literally just broke me. The fact that my mom couldn't save me from this one. When she said that, I still remember how it happened. If I felt like she had given up on it, and that she had accepted it almost. But I didn't want to accept it, and I didn't want it to affect me. I didn't want to be sexualized, because no one wants to be sexualized. And also because it's as though I was going against it. I wasn't accepting it whatsoever. So then whenever I went out, I would cover my butt. If I was wearing leggings, I would cover it so that a man couldn't look at it. And if a man smiled at me or did anything, I would think this sounds really bad, but I don't even care, that he wanted me sexually. And I became so paranoid with every single man that showed up in my life. And my thoughts never stopped. Never. And this hatred just grew. I blamed everything on men. So then I started to not go to things that I used to always go to because something happened. And then my parents finally asked me why, and I told them. And they just said, "Oh no, it's okay, that wasn't his intention." Or, "Oh no, that's not what it was." And even if it wasn't, like, that's all they told me. I don't know, I just don't think that's what I needed to hear. But, and then when I tried to tell my family this paranoia and these thoughts that I was having, they just said that it wasn't real or something. Like, I just remember feeling like, fuck. Okay then. I guess I'm gonna have to fight this alone, I guess. I felt like I was crazy. That's how it made me feel. Their reaction. I just felt crazy and like alone. And so then I didn't tell anyone about it, and I kept it all to myself, which might actually be the reason why I don't open up to people very easily. So I'm opening up to you very easily, so that's good, I guess. And I remember one other thing I also did was I hid like my phone cameras or technology cameras. I didn't undress in front of any piece of technology because in case someone was watching through a camera. Yeah. It was... yeah. Now I'm talking present tense. Or recently. I had a year ago tried to let go of this trauma and forgive men because it's pretty heavy baggage, you know? And I tried and I just could not. And I was like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, how can I just let this go? Because I can't do it anymore. So then the night before I had a nightmare. And this morning I had a nightmare too. And it was about one of my worst fears that I had in that version of myself, that human trafficking. One of my worst fears, okay? That was my dream. But I escaped, but it was still scary. So I correlated both of those dreams to that version of myself, to the fear, or more so the hatred of men. So, you know how heavy hatred is in your heart. It's ugly. No one needs hatred, okay? We think that hatred hurts the person we hate or the people we hate, but it doesn't. It's a curved blade. There's a quote from the 5 people you meet in heaven that I will insert right now. So I knew I had to release this somehow. And I knew when I had those 2 dreams, like, okay, it was time. It's time. So what I did is I did inner child work. I connected with that version of myself. Because for me, your inner child isn't just the little toddler version of you. It's all of your past selves. So if there's a version of yourself that you want to see, then you just visualize and like literally talk to them. Like, that's what I do. And it helps so much. So I communicated with this version of myself because I needed to hear it from her. Yeah. And there was just a lot that I had to say. You get it. But I just did inner child work of that version of myself. So just connecting and talking with that version of yourself that experienced that traumatic experience can really help and really push you to forgive that traumatic experience or that person or those people. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fucking go for it, I guess. So I have my laptop and I'm going to just fucking write. And what I do is I write a letter to the trauma. So for this one, it's to men. Or I write a letter to my inner child self if you want, or both. Or you just write whatever comes to mind. This is what shadow work basically is. You're working with the shadow, and the shadow is those parts of yourself that you're too scared to see. And all your traumas and all your emotional baggage, it all goes to your shadow. So respect that shadow, bitch, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do now, is I'm gonna write a letter to men. Here are some things to remember for when you're doing shadow work and when you're dealing with hatred, okay? So I pulled cards out from my moon oracle cards to help us with the situation. So one of them says to be humble, which is very true. Don't think yourself better than the person that you hate. I know, it's weird. It's odd. It's not the thing that people do, but you're not better than that person. I'm gonna put this card. See the bigger picture, okay? What you have to do, why I'm saying to be humble, is because you have to see the bigger picture. If you were, let's take a man from like the 19th, the 18th century, okay, when women really didn't have any rights. If you were born in that era, in that man's body, that man who doesn't respect women, if you experienced everything that he experienced in his whole life that molded him into the person that he is, would you have done the same thing he had if you were him? The answer is yes. If you were put in his shoes his whole life, you would do the same thing. Maybe it's because his father was like that, or maybe it's because society was like that and it was the normal thing to do. You know, there's all of these variables that mold people in to these people that don't respect women, kind of thing, or to the people that hurt other people. Yeah, you have to see all of that, which brings me to the next card. Unleash your kindest self. Even though you hate this person, you still have to unleash your kindest self, because you're not going to forgive someone if you see them as that mean, evil figure, okay? What you have to do is see them in their core. See who they truly are and not what you think they are. Because there's a lot more to a person or to a situation than just evil and mean. So let's take the man from the 18th century again. There's a lot more to this man than that he disrespects women. Maybe when he was younger, his dad abused him, or maybe his mother abused him, which is why he disrespects women. Like, there's a bunch of variables. So you just see them as their core, and how I like to see them, what helps me be empathetic and compassionate towards these people, is seeing them as a little kid, because you're always innocent and loving as a little kid, you know? So that's what I like to see them as. And if you're dealing with a person specifically, you can see that little kid, and it can be like a cool visualization. So if the little kid is crying when you see it, you know that that child, when that person was a child, they went through traumatic situations, which led them to hurting you. Yeah. The next one is assess the situation, which I think it says that explains itself enough. The second last one is be proud of yourself. I was kind of surprised when that one popped up, and I'm really glad it did. You know, you can't hate yourself for hating someone like that. Like, I can't hate myself for reacting the way I did back then. You can't. You have to be proud of yourself. Not only be your kindest self to the situation, the people, or whatever you hate, but be kind to yourself too. Don't be like, oh fuck, I wish I didn't do that. No. No. You can't change the past, bitch. Don't do that. Just be proud of yourself for all that you have ventured through. And the last one is step up and lead. When you see the core of that person, you know, let's say it's John, you put him as a kid and you visualize it, and it's almost like this psychic ability. Like, you can see what happened to them as a kid, and you visualize them going to see them, and it's just a little boy sitting crying. So step up and lead means hug the little boy and help the boy get up, and help the boy like heal and stuff. You know? Like, say, I forgive you. Just when you forgive someone, you're not only helping yourself, but you're helping that person too. And remember, when you forgive someone, you're not excusing the action that they did that hurt you. You're not saying that it's okay what they did to you. You're just saying, you know what, I'm done. I don't want these thoughts anymore. I don't want this trauma anymore. You're just releasing it. Forgiveness is literally just letting go of someone or a situation. My laptop says about to die. Fuck. Now, I'm going to remember these steps, and I'm gonna charge my Mac and write something. Now remember that this is a really highly emotional process. So if you have to take a break or not do it right now, like, you're okay, girl. You got it. Like, it's okay. Or if you want to meditate first, or if you just need to chill first, it's all good. Drink lots of water. Take care of yourself first. Okay? Like, I'm running out of breath right now because, like, I'm freaking the fuck out. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna chill for a bit, and then I'm gonna get back into it. Yeah. I can breathe again. Oh my god. I did it. Let me sit up. I did it. And this video is for the people out there that felt the same way as me, but also, if you're just doing shadow work for hatred, I'm literally gonna cry. And if you didn't get it on your first try, this isn't my first try either. I had like a lot of attempts where I tried to forgive this situation and these people, and I just did it. And I feel so much lighter. And like, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't see them before, but now I really do. I did all of these. I was humble. I assessed the situation. I'm proud of myself right now. Oh my fucking god. And I am proud of myself. There's this one part, yeah. I stepped up and led. I saw the bigger picture. And I was my kindest self. Bro. That is crazy. I just did it. I'm unstoppable now. I typed it on Notion, but you can type it on a journal, or you can write in a journal on a piece of paper, you can write a letter, you can just write, you can write on Word, you can write on Google Docs, I don't give a shit. I just did that. And you know what I did differently this time? This time, I revised. This time, I started out, like, kind. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I was smiling when I was writing this. And usually, when I did shadow work in the past, I was bawling my ass out. But I was literally smiling. I was smiling doing shadow work. And I know it's possible, like, it happens. But, like, that is so fucking crazy. And I saw the bigger picture. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. That is so cool that I just did that. I am proud of myself. Like, I did not know that had so much of an impact on me. Like, I knew it was big, but like there was this little glimpse of hatred for every man in my life that I had, and I didn't even realize that it was there. It was that's crazy. But now it just disappeared. And my heart, like, I feel like I can breathe again. Oh my god. That is so cool. And I wasn't angry at them. I didn't show anger. I was just really, like, thankful and showed gratitude and was just, like, seeing the good in them. Like, I revised a situation that kind of had to do with that. And, like, instead of reacting angry the way I had in the past, if you don't know what revision is, it's revisualizing a situation from the past. And I had revised a situation where there was a guy talking about women in a bad way, kind of thing. And then I revised my reaction. I reacted angrily that time, but when I revisualized it, I was really calm in my reaction. I didn't react with anger. I just tried to understand his point of view and say my point of view. And that is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love that. That is so cool. Oh my god, I'm so happy I did that. I'm so happy I did that. And it was like a letter. Like, I just did that. Oh, even the tripod is like, oh my god. I'm just gonna hold you like this now. Guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope if you're going through the same thing I went through, that you feel that you're not alone and that you're not crazy. You're not. Your feelings are always valid and true. Or if you're just doing shadow work for someone who you have hated in the past, I hope you end up forgiving them. And even if you didn't do it this time, or your first try, or your second try, or your third try, I don't care how many tries, don't give up, no matter how big it is, because it's so worth it. It is so worth it. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna give you a hug. Let's give a hug. Yeah. Okay, fist bump. Thank you. Oh my god. Okay. Goodbye. I love you.